I want to talk to you about a concept called opportunity cost, all right? And you are intimately familiar with it already, but very quickly, if you're not, this picture is a really good example of it. You're taking one path down and you are missing out entirely on the benefits, the downsides of another path. And the reason that this is important is because if you're not in Bitcoin right now, there is a potential opportunity cost in the future. You might miss out on some cool stuff. And you guys know me, I'm mega fucking bullish. I've only been mega bullish since 2018 and I've made money as a result of it. And I still am bullish on Bitcoin right now. It's very hard for me to be bearish in general. Short term, 100%. I'm going to be bearish and bullish when I need to be, and that's completely fine. But for my long-term outlook, I have been as bullish on Bitcoin now as I've been like forever, for years. And a big part of that is going to come down to this chart that I want to show you in today's video. What we've got here is something really, really interesting that really highlights the kind of situation that Bitcoin is in right now with the weekly time frame. See, we've got this weekly 100-week moving average here, and it's a really good line to kind of represent good buying opportunities, right? So what we've got here is these gaps underneath the line, right? Where when Bitcoin trades below this red line right here, typically these have actually been really good buy zones to pick up some Bitcoin, right? If you look at how this performance has gone for Bitcoin in the past, this is as far back as we can get data for Bitcoin pretty much here on this chart right now. Every time the price of Bitcoin fell below this 100-week moving average, we entered a really, really nice buy zone. And here's what's really interesting, yeah, is if we take a look at, what we've seen as a result of this kind of price action is we've seen like huge pumps to the upside. That's a given. But also we've seen quite large time frames spent under the line, right? If you look at this moving average, when Bitcoin fell below this moving average, up until the point where we reclaimed the moving average, this was a 399-day range. And if you look at what we're in right now, we're in a 392-day range. Things are really similar right now, guys. We've got very similar setups to what we've seen in the past, which doesn't mean anything about if Bitcoin is worth buying or anything like that in and of itself. But what it represents is that historically, whenever Bitcoin has fallen below the 100-week moving average, it didn't really last that long, and Bitcoin did recover it, and it did really good things afterwards as a result as well. It really allows us to use this tool as something very powerful in this market, because now that we've been stuck down here in the same way for the same amount of time as what we've dealt with in the past, this can be a very strong indication of what's to come. And it's not even about that, I think Bitcoin's a good thing to buy, and it doesn't matter on the price, whether it's 27K or 20K or 30K, I still think it's a good, I still think Bitcoin's worth buying. It's not even about that. What this is more so about is if you're not in and Bitcoin does the same thing that it's done every single time before, that could represent a lot of opportunities that you've lost out on, a lot of capital that you've missed out on earning. And I want to very quickly highlight for you guys that if you are interested in trading Bitcoin, buying Bitcoin, trading on the same platforms that I'm using, the links I've got for you down below will offer over $70,000 in bonuses, and BingX is going to allow you to trade traditional finance markets as well, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, all without KYC, S&P 500, very, very impressive offer. Bybit gives you up to $30,000 to trade with as well. So when you sign up to Bybit and make your first deposit and start trading, they will credit up to 30K in your account for you to trade with. So if you're looking for a head start or some really cool advantages in the space that you can't get anywhere else, like BingX allowing you to trade traditional finance, check out these links in the description and get your bonuses down there too. Now, the reason that I think this is very, very compelling, like I said, is because of what might happen if Bitcoin does actually move up. See, we don't spend a lot of time below the 100-week moving average historically, and historically it's really, really significant in terms of being bullish for Bitcoin. Maybe this is the one time where it's different, but so far it looks exactly the same as many of our instances before. I mean, we come down, we kind of curve, and we come back up. Right here, we come down, we curve, and we're back up. Here, we're coming down, we're curving, coming back up. You know what I mean? Like, it might not be the same thing, but it definitely looks like it so far. It's definitely shaping up to be the same kind of pattern so far for Bitcoin, and that in itself is very compelling and definitely very, very exciting. But we haven't talked about traditional finance yet. You know, if we look at the S&P 500, where are we right now? The S&P 500 has broken its 100-week moving average. It's broken its horizontal resistance areas. It's broken out of this downturn, this downward trending resistance line, which acted on the market for a whole year. We not only bounced out of it, but we actually came back down for support, which is exactly what I was telling you that I'm expecting on this YouTube channel. Those of you that were subscribed are going to be intimately familiar with my analysis on the S&P 500 because I talk about it every day. You know, and when this is such a bullish index right now, with NASDAQ also, I mean, all of these indices just getting close, flirting, basically, you know, with getting back up to their all-time highs, you know, we are looking at a bullish environment right now. So again, we go back to the question of opportunity cost. If we're looking at a bullish macro environment for traditional finance, and we're looking at an incredibly reliable indicator for Bitcoin. I want to point out for you guys a little bit more about these moving averages, by the way. You know, just before I continue to make this point, it's not just the 100-week moving average. If we look at, say, the 200-week moving average as well, take a look at what we're seeing here. The 200-week moving average right here. This doesn't look correct. One sec, guys. Let me just check this. It's the orange line. Yeah, the 200-week moving average right here has given Bitcoin beautiful support at the lows that we just set, you know, a week or two ago. You know, so the 200-week moving average is also critically important. And if we zoom out for Bitcoin and take a look at how Bitcoin's interacted with this line, it's this orange line right here. Just look at how beautiful these tests of these lines are. I mean, this ended a bear market. And again, twice in a fucking row, guys. Wait, no, not twice. 3 times in a row, right? In this case, we did fail, but here we have stopped our bounce. We have stopped our sell-off exactly at this moving average. I shouldn't say 3 times in a row though, because this does invalidate it. But this is an incredibly reliable line. Look at this, guys, all the way back here. You know, if we're looking at this line, this 200-week moving average, so reliable, calling the bottom of this bear market, calling the bottom of this one in 2018, calling the bottom of this one in 2020, and calling the local bottom that we've set here over the last week or two. You know, there are a lot of signs that you can choose to refute, that you can choose to ignore, that you can choose to dismiss, but the fact of the matter, ladies and gents, is whatever you think about these signs doesn't matter. These signs don't care what you think. These signs exist, and they are here right now, and you're seeing them clear as day on this chart. We have got signs right now that are bullish on this chart. Now, you can choose to ignore that because you've been hearing a lot of things on CNN and CNBC about how the economy is looking pretty bleak. You can choose to ignore that because, you know, interest rates and debt ceilings and God knows what you want to, you know, bring up. And you are right to do that. That is your choice. But I am a technical analyst. I am a derivatives trader in this market. I need to be realistic about what I'm seeing, and I need to really consider all the possibilities. And even though I see a very long list of reasons that retail traders have, which are good reasons for being bearish on these markets, I see a very good long list of reasons that people should be worried about these markets, globally and in crypto. What I see, even clearer than these abstract ideas and these abstract fucking debt ceiling bills that you already should have known. You should have already known that this wouldn't be a problem for America, right, in the immediate term, because we had this debt ceiling news coming up for some time, guys, right? And when you guys asked me about it, what did I say? I said that the debt ceiling is going to be like something we forget about, you know, after a few days of when the news actually happens. June 1 comes around, they come up with some bullshit, just like they always do. Everybody forgets about it. If you didn't see something like that coming, you are consuming too much sensationalist news. I will say that again. If you did not see this coming, you're consuming too much sensationalist news. You are walking into every single trap that is being set for you. Every single trap to manipulate you into believing the narrative that they want you to believe. But I'll tell you what, guys, I don't care about those narratives. I care about what these charts show me. And what these charts are showing me is that, yeah, we've had a bad bear market, we've had a fucking impressive recovery, and we are showing good signs now. Okay, that does not mean that this market needs to set brand new all-time highs. That does not mean that Bitcoin needs to hit 30K, 40K again, 50K again. None of that. But what it does mean is that as far as all the signs we've been given, so far, we have shown some impeccable strength in this market. So far, with everything that's happened, we have continuously been taking the right steps forward. We look at this on the weekly time frame here. It's so beautiful, guys. We've got this beautiful structure coming off a swing low. Granted, that's a little bit surprising. We want to see ideally some sort of double bottom, right? And then moving up. But anyway, we're working with what we have. We had a really nice uptrend here. We had a nice pullback here. Continued that uptrend. We're in a nice pullback now. The first pullback was pretty quick and pretty sharp. This one is not particularly sharp, but much longer. So we're paying with price. We're paying with time, okay? Sometimes we get smacked in the face. Sometimes we're just waiting and slowly dipping lower. Both are painful. Both will grind you down. If you see a lot of price drops where the price drops very harshly and you were super, super bullish on it, that's going to knock your confidence. But in my opinion, what's going to knock your confidence even more than that is a boring market. Something that makes you lose attention. It makes you lose focus. And that's exactly what we've been seeing right now. And these are so synonymous with the characteristics of a pullback before continuing to move up. And again, that's what all of my argument rests on. It's why I'm mega bullish on Bitcoin right now. I can't see reasons to be bearish on Bitcoin right now. We've got the right setups on the chart. We've done the same thing that's happened so many times before, seeing beautiful, beautiful uptrends, and we've got our line here lining up with beautiful resistance. All it takes, guys, is one final push, and we have cleared so much of what Bitcoin is facing as far as problems go. The traditional finance markets have already done that. Gold has already set a brand new all-time high. The S&P 500 has already broken out of, up to a range that the S&P 500 has not seen for like a very long time. I don't know, like 9-10 months, a very, very long time. Since the S&P 500's been down here, since it's been up here. Same for the NASDAQ index right here. I mean, the NASDAQ index has not been this high, guys, ever since, what was this, April of 2022, and that is well over a year ago now. We're looking at 12, 13 months, 14 months later that we are back up to the same price level here for the NASDAQ index. So, what we have very clearly is a lot of strength in traditional finance. Traditional finance has already played that strength. Traditional finance has already enjoyed that strength. And Bitcoin has been lagging behind. Why? Because of things like FTX. Because of the dumb meme coins that keep coming out. Because of, exchanges getting hacked or whatever else it might be. This is crypto. We're strapped in for a rough ride. But what it means, guys, is that we lag behind a little bit. Bitcoin is going to take a little... Bitcoin's a speculative asset. Don't forget. Okay, what we're seeing right now are the safe things going up. We're seeing NASDAQ go up. We're seeing the S&P 500 go up. We're seeing gold go up. These are the safe markets, okay? These are things that have been around for a long time, that people can point to, that people are not skeptical of, that have established authority in the finance space, right? Bitcoin is not that. So Bitcoin might take a little bit of time, but meanwhile, when we're trying to understand what Bitcoin's doing, it's worth looking at the facts, and it's worth considering that we are in very similar circumstances to what we've seen before the market moved up. Forget the narrative of whatever is going on with the fundamental scope in this space, right? If we've got, a bad economy and people not making money and unemployment going up, forget all of that stuff. I will come back to that, and that is critical and it is very important. But what I found in my experience is that charts are much more reliable than any of these narratives, because these narratives, even if they are true, this is the kicker, even if these narratives are true, they take time to play out, okay? They take time to play out, and while they're playing out, Bitcoin can play out an entire bull market, it can play out an entire bear market, and it can reset back to where it was before, and you're still waiting. Because you think the economy is due for a crash, because housing hasn't crashed yet. So you're waiting for that, and then crypto will probably follow, or some other fucking bullshit. I've heard everything. And the fact of the matter is, the people that just pay attention to the charts, that don't get lost and sucked in the bullshit, that just pay attention to these basic things, that understand the opportunity cost of not being in a market that is primed to move up right now. Does not mean it will move up, but is primed to do so right now. Bullish trend, pull back down to the 200-week moving average, traditional finance already raging, dollar is already high, meaning that it has a long way to come back down now. This is the setup that you want to see if you're bullish on Bitcoin. It is just a good setup for Bitcoin right now. And you can choose to ignore this stuff, like I said, but you wouldn't be doing yourself any favors, and that is why I am mega bullish on Bitcoin right now. It's why I can't be anything other than bullish on Bitcoin right now. It's been this way for an incredibly long period of time. It's served me incredibly well. I don't plan on changing to mindsets that have directly contributed to the people that harbor these kind of mindsets that are overly cautious, in my opinion. You know, I've seen these people make less money than me. I've seen them, you know, take advantage of less opportunities than me, and I'm not interested in being down there. You know, I've done well for myself by paying attention to bullish signs on Bitcoin. Bitcoin just tends to be, over time, an incredibly strong asset. You know, I mean, yes, it has its volatility, yes, it gets crazy sometimes, but across a long time horizon, Bitcoin has only proven itself to be a good investment for me, and that's why I'm mega bullish on it. And if we look at the shorter term signs right now, just the weekly time frame, which is still quite a long term time frame anyway, we still have all the right setups here, you know, that show me that I am right in being confident for Bitcoin right now. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm still in my long position. I traded this position on Bybit. This is always has always been my #1 platform. Linked down below in the description. Again, when you use my link and start trading, you are going to get up to $30,000 deposited into your account as a thank you, as a bonus for you to trade. Pardon me, for you to trade with. Any money that you put into the market with the money that they give you, any of that free cash you put into the market, is normal trading funds, and if you make any profits, you can withdraw them as well. If you already have an account, you can even make a brand new one, and you still get these bonuses. And BingX as well, no KYC, access to traditional finance, huge offer, well worth considering. We've also got OKX. You're getting, actually, this link might be wrong now, I'm not sure, but you're actually getting 30K in bonuses. Or 60. I'm not sure if that campaign is live yet, so it depends what link is here. But you'll find out about that. Let's just see. Let's wait for it to load up because I'm curious. Yeah, this is the 30K. So you're going to see this updated in the description for this YouTube video as well. You're getting 60K in bonuses on OKX. Absolutely crazy stuff. Check out the links in the description down below if you do want to take advantage of these beautiful offers. With that, I really hope you have enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all in the very next YouTube video. Take it easy. Cheers.